Yo, what is up guys, Daleboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So I guess this video is a quick preview for Adrien Broner versus Blair Cobbs. Now this fight goes down on Friday the 7th of June and it takes place in Miami, Florida, promoted by Don King, believe it or not. With that being said, I'm not sure what TV channels are picking this fight up. Quite frankly, this fight has gone under the radar. Once upon a time, of course, Adrien Broner was one of the most talked about fighters in boxing, and now he is fighting in relative obscurity. It's a hell of a fall from grace. In fact, since he lost to Manny Pacquiao back in January of 2019, Broner's only fought a further 2 times. One was against an unknown guy called Bill Hutchinson. In that fight, Broner didn't look that great. He won a 10-round unanimous decision. That was in June of 2023. And the fight before that was February of 2021, where he beat Giovanni Santiago in a very controversial decision. Looked very poor in that fight, Adrien Broner. And when you look at his resume in general, the last win of consequence, I guess I would say, that Broner achieved was back in February of 2017. That was against Adrian Granados, and even that fight was very controversial. Many people felt Granados won. Many felt that Granados outworked Broner. So it's been a long time since Broner has picked up a win of consequence, and quite frankly, it's been even longer to where Adrien Broner last looked really good. I think Broner's last good performance was October of 2015 against Khabib Alikverdiev. It's been a long time since Broner has looked good at top 10 level, and with that being said, I don't expect that to change going into this fight with Blair Cobbs. As I said, Broner's been horrifically inactive. His form in recent years has been terrible. In most of his fights, he's appeared very lazy, low punch output, things like that, and he's going through the motions, just there to pick up paydays. And that's what makes this fight against Blair Cobbs somewhat interesting, because Blair Cobbs isn't a great fighter by any means. He's not that good. And quite frankly, in terms of natural ability, Broner is much more talented than a guy like Blair Cobbs. But, as I said, in recent years, Broner's gone through the motions. It appears that the hunger is no longer there and that it hasn't been there for quite some time. Whereas a guy like Blair Cobbs, yeah, he's limited, yeah, he's not great, but it seems like he lives for life outside the ring. It seems like he works relatively hard. He always turns up in pretty decent shape. Even in recent years, he's been more active than Broner. Look at his last couple of fights. He fought Alexis Rocha, where he did get stopped. However, in his previous fight, he beat Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker, even though he was faded, was better than Giovanni Santiago, who Broner arguably lost against 2 or 3 years ago. For me, this fight could be relatively entertaining for the level it's at. Broner, I would say, could catch Blair Cobbs with one big shot, like maybe a left hook as Blair Cobbs comes in, maybe even the overhand right. I could see Broner catching Blair Cobbs with a single shot and troubling him, similar to how he did to Sean Porter all those years ago. Porter dominated that fight, but Broner found the opportunity to land that counter left hook, and it hurt and dropped Sean Porter. I think that's where Broner's best chance in this fight lies, because Blair Cobbs is the type of fighter to leave openings. He is very reckless at times. He's very ungainly. I don't think technically he's all that great, to be honest. The openings are going to be there for a counterpuncher like Adrien Broner. The issue for Broner is, number 1, can he pull the trigger? Number 2, can he still hit with that sort of power? And when he's not doing that, he is going to get outworked in this fight, in my opinion. And that's the danger for Broner these days. He is there to be outworked by average fighters, and Blair Cobbs is exactly that, an average fighter. However, if he has worked on his strength and conditioning and cardio during training camp, by that alone he stands a very good chance of winning this fight, because Broner is not hard to outwork. He's really not. He's such a lazy fighter, and as the years have progressed, he's just got lazier and lazier in the ring. It seems like his output drops year on year or fight by fight. Even in Broner's quote-unquote prime, he was being outworked by guys like Ponce de Leon, Paulie Malignaggi, Marcos Maidana. You know, that was a Broner full of confidence. This Broner is shop-worn, not lived for life, been in and out the ring, been very inactive, ballooning up in weight, things like that. So honestly, when I look at this fight, I kind of expect Blair Cobbs to outwork him and win on points. I'm not sure whether this is a 10-rounder or a 12-rounder. It doesn't say on BoxRec. That could also have a factor. Maybe a 10-rounder slightly favours Broner. But, yeah, I kind of lean towards Blair Cobbs to outwork Broner. The fight itself is what it is. Neither guy is near world level. Blair Cobbs was never near world level. And Broner hasn't been at world level for many years now. But for what it is, it could be a fun fight. Both guys are characters. You know, Blair Cobbs, like I said, takes a lot of risks. Maybe that gives Broner the opportunity to counter and land something big. I could see moments of like drama in this bout, moments of excitement. But overall, I think you'll see Broner look relatively uninspiring, shelling up, you know, looking for the single shots while he gets outworked by Blair Cobbs. That's what I see happening in this bout. But, you know, for the level they're fighting at, I guess it could be entertaining. And I think that's all we can really hope for in this bout. I believe it takes, it takes place at welterweight, so it seems as well. Also on the undercard, you have Michael Hunter fighting Cassius Chaney at heavyweight. I believe a WBA trinket will be on the line for that fight. So yeah, Broner versus Blair Cobbs in 2024. Nobody's talking about this fight. The stock of Adrien Broner has well and truly plummeted. I don't think most people are aware that Broner's even fighting this weekend. I've got no idea what TV channel it's on. I no idea at all. You know, signing with Don King has just made Broner even more irrelevant than he already was. Why that move came together, I will never know. But there we go. Adrien Broner versus Blair Cobbs. For what it is, it could be fun, but my prediction is Blair Cobbs wins on points, outworks Broner, could even get robbed, actually. He could get robbed, but we'll see what happens. I've got Blair Cobbs on points. Share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.